guys, we have a cool video tonight. We have something sent in by my good buddy Dirk Werning, and also we have a new knife to kind of show off and talk about. So thought I'd do a quick little video. I didn't get a chance to make it to Blade. Unfortunately, I got stuck at work and that just didn't work out. So, but I did manage to get a knife from Blade, and this is it right here. This is actually a Reate. Very interesting knife that they call the Exo. So big shout out to Crane Cutlery for getting this guy over to a buddy of mine who swung by the show and picked it up for me, and then I went by his house and picked it up from him, and got a chance to play with this thing for the last few hours. So it's actually quite an interesting knife to me. I like gravity knives, and I like stuff with very unique opening mechanisms, and this is no exception one bit. So this thing kind of appears to be an out the front, and it kind of is actually. It is an out the front, but it's got a really interesting two-piece handle here. It's a non-locking handle. Everything operates off gravity. And the lockup just depends on you gripping the handle. So when you grip the handle, there's no way it's going to separate. As soon as you lose grip, then you can get out the blade. It works completely off this little integrated little pad right here, right into the blade, which I think is really damn cool. So I decided to get the double edge version. Gravity knives are illegal in California, so what the hell, why not get the double edge anyways, right, while I'm at it. I'm really kind of blown away with the construction. I think it's kind of cool, quite unique, and quite different from anything I've ever seen before. I like the screw construction of the sandwich of this little tab right here. I love the look of the thing, and basically it's almost like an homage to the classic bayonet. And it does have, as you can see, a true double edge blade. It is sharp on both sides, so it's got a sharpened swedge up top, and it's got a nice grind on bottom. Speaking of the blade, it is LMAX steel, which is good to go for me. Blade stock thickness is relatively thick, but again, it's ground really thin, and not an easy thing to accomplish doing a grind like this, especially at a production level. I don't know, and I am going to do a full review of this thing because I just thought is really quite, it's the first time I've seen anything quite so different, and it is fast. There's no doubt about that. Once you get used to it, it's really snappy. And again, I'm doing this under the camera, and look how fast it deploys. So very cool, the Reate Exo. If you look in here, there's also the exoskeleton design and the serial number right there. I have 519. They also made this in a single edge version for those that wanted that. And they also made this in a brown micarta or OD green micarta. Recently, I did see that they also released a plain titanium one with a Tonto blade on it, which was really quite cool. But out of all of them, this is just the configuration I like the best. So really cool. It definitely will be a good knife to use. Once you grip it down, the play is very minimal. I would describe it as very light play, considering that nothing locks. It's quite amazing to me, and the play is kind of very similar to like an out the front knife, like a Microtech or something of that nature. So very cool. I like it. I dig it. It is sharp right out of the box. It'll definitely cut you nicely on both sides, so you definitely want to be careful if you end up getting one of these. But otherwise, man, this thing is badass. I really dig the hardware, the way that everything is all set up, and I mean, it's so smooth and so easy to do after a while. It's kind of, I don't know, man. It's impressive, the tolerances of how everything works and how smooth the blade kind of like guillotines out. It's really impressive. The only thing that I'm griping about is if you do sometimes like to hold it back so you get more leverage quicker, what'll end up happening, at first I thought I maybe cut myself, but when I watched the blade travel on its way out, there is no edge that is at all ever exposed in this handle. So even if you get your finger in there, you're not going to cut yourself, right? But I wasn't sure at first because I had like a little red line there. Turns out I pinched myself right here. So on the back side, there is kind of a little bit less material, which will kind of get you right here in this junction if you're not careful. Right on the ring finger is where it got me. So honestly, it's best to kind of just pinch this guy, let it drop, swing it out, and then lock it, you know, right in the front. If you go in the back, you're going to get pinched. Stay towards the front and you'll be good to go. So very, very cool. Now I'm looking at this knife and I'm almost wondering, you guys are probably also noticing this thing doesn't have a carry clip, and I'm not sure if I really mentioned exactly how this thing carries. And I want to kind of mention this too, because I kind of feel like this, obviously this knife is just not, you can't carry this with a pocket clip the way that it is, right? Even if you have it tip up, I don't know, I wouldn't trust it. So anyways, what they ended up doing is including this Kydex sheath right here, and it's got a really nice push button tech lock. So it is convenient in the fact that the tech lock is really nice as far as the deployment. They give you a couple little rubber spacers and you kind of position and put this thing together yourself. But you can also kind of angle these because basically you got this right here, and these two holes and these two holes line up nicely, so you can even give your knife a bit of a cant forward or backwards. You can do a scout carry if you want to. I wouldn't be actually opposed to doing a scout carry with this thing, because of the mere fact that I am not going hiking, so I'm not going to fall on my spine, or hopefully not, and B, that I'm an idiot. No, I am putting it in the right way. It's, dude, the retention is so tight on this thing. I was putting it the wrong way. But it is very, very strong. So you guys can see, even when I use my thumb to push it off, it is in there. So that's one gripe. The Kydex is really, really good in retention, but I think they went overboard. They just got too nervous with it or something. And then B, yeah, oh my gosh. There is that Achilles heel of not being able to just kind of hide this in the pocket. I got ballsy when I first got it and did kind of carry it tip up, or drop it in my pocket tip up for a while. Yeah, I don't know how comfortable I felt with that. I mean, it is based on gravity, but I don't know. So anyways, that's the first look at the new Reate Exo.